welcome back to another video wherever you are. Special greetings to you and Juma Mubarak to all Muslims around the globe. And don't forget, if today is your first time, please do me a favor by subscribing to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit on the notification bell whenever you drop video. You can also get it and watch. In today's video, we are going to be looking at how the Italian Foreign Affairs Minister, who is Luigi Di Maio, together with the Foreign Affairs Minister of France and the Foreign Affairs Minister of Germany, visited Libya towards their upcoming election. Immigrants and asylum seekers in France, Paris has also protested for new housing. EU leaders are frustrated over vaccine slow delivery. So guys, without wasting much time, let's do this thing together. Guys, as I said before, the Foreign Affairs Minister of Italy, who is Luigi Di Maio, together with these two Foreign Affairs Minister from Germany and France, has visited Libya towards their upcoming elections in December. They went there to support Libyans to make Libya unified. They went there with the motive of unification or unifying Libyans to come together so that the upcoming elections in December will be free and fair and smooth without any conflict, any war. You know how Libya has been for the past year, so they are trying to give their support. They say they are at the side, they are the side of Libyans to support them. This Germany, France, and this Italians people, they say they are at the back of Libyans. They are supporting them so that their elections will be a peaceful election, so that Libya can also come back to its normality. They also talked about immigrants who are living in Libya, that if things go well or if Libya is a stable country, immigrants that are suffering in Libya will not continue to suffer that way. Some of them will even use the frustration to cross the Mediterranean Sea. At the end of the day, they will lose their lives on the Mediterranean Sea. So they are saying they are doing their possible best to support Libyans for them to hold the elections in December without any problem, so that they can choose their leaders and the country will come back to its normality. So that is the motive that these people went there, to make a unification with Libyans so that Libya election can come through or can be peaceful election in December 2021. And Mario Draghi, who is the new Prime Minister of Italy, will also probably be visiting Libya maybe in April, so that it will also show that Italians are also concerned of the way Libya situation is, so that Libyans will know that the European countries are also in support of them, or they are also at their back for their country to come back to its normality or to come back to stable. As I said before, if Libya is in a good conditions, immigrants who are suffering over there will not continue to suffer again. Looking at Gaddafi time, immigrants did not suffer like the way now people are in prison. A lot of prisons are in Libya. Everybody, any soldier man will just wake up and go and open prison camp, go to the sea, catch people and come and put them and be collecting money. So if the country is stable, I don't think this kind of things, immigrants who are suffering over there, will continue to suffer, and people will not even risk their life to pass through this Mediterranean Sea if Libya is in a stable conditions and things are moving. So that is their motive, or that is the reason why they went to Libya. So guys, let's watch the video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the update. So
è la seconda visita in pochi giorni del ministro degli esteri italiano in Libia, la settima in meno di 2 anni, ed apre la strada al primo viaggio del presidente del Consiglio all'estero. Draghi sarà a Tripoli probabilmente ai primi di aprile. Luigi Di Maio questa volta è sul suolo libico insieme ai ministri degli esteri di Francia e Germania, Jean-Yves Le Drian e Heiko Maas, a conferma del fatto che il recente processo di riconciliazione e unificazione del paese ha riavvicinato anche le nazioni europee, prima su posizioni divergenti.
La nostra presenza a Tripoli testimonia l'unità di intenti dei paesi europei più impegnati per la stabilizzazione della Libia. L'Europa continuerà a rimanere a fianco del popolo libico e a sostenerlo nel suo cammino verso la pace. Sul versante militare riteniamo prioritaria la completa attuazione dell'accordo sul cessate il fuoco, dal ritiro di tutti i combattenti e mercenari stranieri dal paese e l'avvio della missione di monitoraggio e verifica del cessate il fuoco sotto egida ONU.
Obiettivo condiviso anche dalla ministra degli esteri di Tripoli Al-Manghoush, che auspica il ritorno delle ambasciate francese e tedesca a Tripoli, quella italiana è già presente. Infine l'immigrazione. Di Maio ha auspicato un'azione europea a sostenere la Libia nella gestione dei flussi, nel pieno rispetto dei diritti umani.
Yeah, guys, I hope you have seen the video. So that is how their presentation or the motive or the reason why they went to Libya. And now let's move on to the next story. EU leaders are frustrated because of the slow delivery of the AstraZeneca vaccine, because the way or how they promised the EU, to deliver this AstraZeneca vaccine, they couldn't do it that way. And now the EU plans has gone fail, or the plans of the EU has failed, and cases are increasing. In France, doctors over there are saying they don't even know how this COVID is going. The way things are waving there, it's not easy. Maybe they could risk to go to another lockdown. That is what the doctors in France are also saying. They say the cases that are rising, they don't know what to do again, because it is over them. It has tired them, because every day in, day out, they try to work 24/7, but things are not changing. So that is what the doctors of France are saying. They are tired of treating this COVID-19, because if you are treating something and you don't see any change, it doesn't encourage you to do more. But if you are doing it and you get change, or if you see change, it will motivate you, to do more. It's about reading news, or it's the way we present news to you guys. If we continue presenting the news and you guys show interest, it gives us morale, it boosts us to give you more. But if I put video and you didn't watch, if I ask you to subscribe and you didn't subscribe, I will not even suffer to go and look for news. But if I bring news today, and if I see that you guys are watching, you guys are commenting, you guys are liking the video, the next day I will just try and go and look for another news, good news for that matter, to come and deliver. So that is what the doctors of France are saying. The COVID-19 is getting out of hand. They have treated it, but things are not changing. They were expecting the vaccines, and now the AstraZeneca has disappointed them. So the EU leaders are frustrated over the delaying or the slow delivery of this AstraZeneca vaccine. They did a conference meeting where they were saying now they want the AstraZeneca vaccine to be stable. If you are exporting it or if you are importing it to them, you have to have a contract, and you know that this is the doses or this is the vaccines that you are going to give them, and they will be expecting that. But you will not promise that you will give them this vaccine and later you will be saying you have to do this. They said they know the AstraZeneca vaccine needs to export globally, but if you promise the European or if you promise the EU to export the vaccines, and at the end of the day you did not export, that means you have disappointed them. So that is what the EU leaders are saying. Guys, let's go and watch the video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the update. So stay tuned.
After a meeting by video conference, it became clear that EU leaders were not united behind a proposal by the EU Commission to curb exports of COVID vaccines. Having promoted the plan, EU Commission head Ursula von der Leyen made little reference to it after the summit, preferring instead to focus on the EU's exports track record.
Let there be no mistake. The European Union can be proud and is proud to be the home of vaccine producers who not only deliver to European citizens but export around the globe.
Von der Leyen said there was a shortage of vaccine doses in the EU because pharmaceutical companies, including British-Swedish giant AstraZeneca, had failed to deliver promised doses. EU Council head Charles Michel said the bloc's priority now was boosting the vaccine rollout.
The urgent imperative is to keep working in Europe to improve the production and distribution of vaccines toward member states. That is the priority. We are totally mobilized.
Rising COVID infections and deaths in many EU countries have put European governments under increased pressure. Several parts of France, including Paris, are battling a third wave. The government has tightened restrictions, but unless it ramps up its vaccine rollout, some doctors say that the country could be heading into another national lockdown. 1 in 10 people in France has received a first COVID vaccine dose compared to half of the UK's population. France's president said that the EU needs a fresh approach.
I believe very deeply this is one of the lessons of the crisis for Europe as for France. We must drastically simplify our responses. We are too slow, we're too complex, we're too stuck in our own bureaucracies.
Cutting COVID vaccine exports would be a controversial move for the EU, and it's not off the table yet. For some, though, the proposal is a sign of desperation as European governments try to end the health crisis. For others, it would send a strong message to pharmaceutical companies that the bloc means business. Natasha Butler, Al Jazeera, Paris.
I hope you have seen the video. So that is how the EU leaders are frustrated over the slow delivery of the AstraZeneca vaccine. And now let's move on to the next story. Immigrants, asylum seekers, refugees in France, to be precise, in Paris, has protested over the place they are staying. They said the tents that they are staying is not comfortable for them. They need asylum. They are asking for asylum, but where they are staying needs to also count, because it will not be that you are asking for asylum and you need to die before you get the document. They are saying where they are staying is not good, so they protest over where they are staying. They said the tents that they are living, they cannot integrate their children. Some of them have children, and how are they going to integrate their children when they are living in the streets? So these immigrants came out in the parody protest. They did a lot of demonstration, and at the end of the day, some of them were transferred to a good accommodation or a good housing instead of that tent that they were staying in before. Guys, you know, sometimes immigrants, you need to do some kind of demonstration, some kind of protest in a peaceful way, because this demonstration that these guys did was a successful one. Because if you are immigrant, it doesn't mean that any situation that they should put you, because you have your rights as immigrants. You don't have to say I am immigrant if things are not going well. Sometimes you need to speak out. You don't have to die with that problem because you are already frustrated about document and where you are living, or if you are staying in a bad situation, it will increase to your frustration and it will lead you to madness. You know, a lot of people are in Europe here. Sometimes you will see that, you will say maybe these people, they are mad. They are not mad. It's about frustration and places where some people are staying. A lot of people don't have good accommodation. People are sleeping in tents and this at the same time waiting for document. This kind of person, how are you going to, live life? How are you going to plan your things? Even if you have kids, how are you going to integrate your kids? So these asylum seekers came out and they protest or they demonstrate, and at the end of the day, they transferred them to good places. Guys, it's not easy. So congratulations to these immigrants from living from where you guys were to this accommodation. We wish you all the best. So guys, let's go and watch the video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the update. So stay.
French security forces and volunteers have evacuated hundreds of people who gathered and set up tents on Place de la République in Paris. They're calling on authorities to provide decent housing for migrants and asylum seekers.
I was sleeping in a squat before, and now I'm here with my wife and daughter. In the squat there were many of us, and my daughter wasn't able to go to school, so I need stable housing for her to go to school.
What we're asking once more is that people are put in a safe place. All these people have the right to housing according to the law, so we're asking that the law is respected and these people have a place to stay.
A similar protest last November was broken up by police, who used violent tactics that shocked the country. This time the evacuation was peaceful. Just after midnight, authorities began a sheltering operation, transporting people in buses to an emergency accommodation structure. Hermione G, Euronews.
This is the update I have for you today. The name still remains Official Cracker on YouTube, Official Cracker on Facebook, Official_Cracker1 on Instagram. If you have any question, you can drop it over there. And if we have any response, we can give it to you. Till we meet again in the next video, please stay safe and stay blessed. Peace out.